Well, welcome to another edition of This Week on Martha's Vineyard. That's not Colin. Maybe Colin might want to switch back to seeing Colin again. Colin, are you there?
There I
know
am.
you're there somewhere. There you are. Okay, great.
Yeah.
And guess
I'm over here.
What was that?
I'm over here trying to share, and I'm not seeing the This Week on there.
I saw it on Performer. I don't know why it wouldn't be on This Week on Martha's Vineyard, since that's where we're broadcasting to.
I know.
Unless something happened at the rebroadcaster. Let's take a look here. It's supposed to be on This Week on MV. Yeah, it's selected. All right. Well, how you doing tonight, Nicole?
Good. How are you?
I'm doing. Don't ask that question. It's been a crazy day for me.
I was trying to ask if you liked my jacket, but you were too stressed.
I was getting started. We're running. You just walked in the door. Come on, give me a break. I didn't have 5 seconds to talk to you.
So do you like the jacket?
Let's take a look. Are you going to model it for us?
A little 70s flair.
Yeah. Is it 70s?
80s?
No, I was going to say because pink didn't really come into the 80s. A lot of the bright pink stuff and things like that.
Oh, yeah?
Colors,
I wouldn't know. I wasn't alive.
Yeah, okay, right. You weren't alive. But I remember Cosby Show and all those others. They had those really bright designs and puffy clothes and things like that. That's the 80s, definitely. 70s was more, it was a little bit more of what's the word I'm looking for? Psychedelic?
Yep.
Yeah, that's more bold colors, so it's more 80s. So, Colin, how are things going on the island? What's going on?
Well, it's currently been raining again, but it's I think it's stopped now. So finally, it will rain again tomorrow a little bit, but then it's going to be hot. So the weekend
what's your
is gonna be
definition
great.
of hot on the island?
90, I think, is what they're saying.
I saw the advanced forecast for Edgartown. It said it was going to be 70 degrees when it's 90 something here.
Well,
Next week, yeah, like Monday or something like that.
I don't know. I saw 90.
That's okay. I mean, they might have changed since the last time I checked. I'm just curious now because now I'm going to check the long range forecast. Yeah,
They're always wrong anyway, so it doesn't matter.
Okay, well, 71 for Edgartown for Sunday, Monday, and Tuesday. 69, 71. That's not so bad. So when everyone's melting over here in Boston, 93 degrees on Monday, will be nice and cool on the island.
Yep.
Right? Yep.
Yeah, you get that.
You looking forward to that, Nicole?
I'm very much looking forward to it.
Yeah, a nice little trip down there for a week so we can film all the activities, restaurants, and things like that on the island so we can get ready for the Martha's Vineyard channel content.
Yes.
And by the way, I talked to those guys today, Colin. Nice bunch of guys out in L.A. that handle the Martha's Vineyard channel.
Oh, you did? Good.
Yeah.
I actually got a call from these guys, our guests tonight, who were reviewing the Martha's Vineyard channel, and I got a text and said, "Hey, your videos aren't showing up on here." So we had to scramble, and I guess that was a technical little glitch there with the app. They were able to fix really quickly.
Oh, good. I'm glad to hear that.
I was impressed.
It's actually, I'm going to have our intern check, assistant now. Matt, you want to check This Week on Martha's Vineyard and Performer and see if the feed is coming through? I saw it on Performer, so I think it's definitely out there somewhere.
Well, I just can't share it, so I was going to share it to the skipper so those guys can see it. But.
Okay, so it is out there. So I saw it on Performer. Wait a minute. It doesn't seem like it is on Martha's Vineyard, which is really not. You know what I was thinking? Facebook lately has been glitching with the admins of Facebook. In other words, they want verifications now these days for all kind. It's Facebook. What can we say?
Oh, it's ridiculous, isn't it? It's
on Performer,
everything.
So I think what we have to do is we might have to work on some kind of verification process for This Week on Martha's Vineyard for it to work properly. I think because I had to do that for Performer. But it is on Performer if you want to share it off Performer right now. Okay. So we've been looking forward to this coming down now for 2 years since the last time we were down there. And what's changed on the island in 2 years, Colin? Since the summer of 2019.
I'm kind of finding that out myself right now because, last year we didn't really publish. We did these live shows here, but we didn't have a lot to report on. We didn't have a newspaper. We had one paper that went out, and so that was. So I'm walking around and I'm seeing stores and restaurants and things that I don't even recognize. So it is a different landscape here. There's even a couple places you see for rent, which is strange because you never see that. But I imagine
Well,
those
actually,
will fill
the
up.
season started early this year, correct?
Oh yes.
Yeah.
I mean, what happened was when the pandemic started, we had so many people that came one way here. People that had houses that they were from the city, they were just like, forget this. They came here, and then so we were already full before people started coming this spring, and they started coming early. So as soon as they started to get better, and then when it opened up, it's just the floodgates are just open now. And but since we were already full of people that were our seasonal people were here early or here year round even now. So now it's going to be a busy season, that's for sure.
Cool. And I noticed in the most recent numbers that Massachusetts posted that your island, along with Nantucket, has the highest rate of vaccinations per capita, which is awesome.
Wow, that's interesting.
Oh, yeah. They're up to 78% on the islands. I'm talking about total population, not just adults. So that's fantastic that you guys rolled it out so efficiently on the island. Of course, that doesn't include the people visiting the island, but just for the residents, that's amazing job down there. How did you think they handled the rollout for vaccinations and everything?
It was good. It was slow going to start here on the Vineyard, but a lot of people went off island to get vaccinated. But now it's really going well, and they even have a bus that's going around and getting people vaccinated. So we had we had the distinction of the highest vaccinations, but also the highest cases a couple of weeks ago. But that's under control now, whatever that was.
I was going to say that couldn't, well, it probably be a couple
blip.
months ago because everything's gone down pretty quickly, which is good.
Yeah.
So now things are open. People probably still that are unvaccinated are still required to wear masks in some places, give or take.
Yeah, I mean, it's
up to the owners,
kind of
right?
like, yeah, it is. Some places you'll go into and I know in some stores they'll require that you wear a mask. But for the most part, people are maskless. The restaurants, they'll wear them in, which is strange because you take them off as soon as you get in there. But, walking around town, everybody's kind of, I think people after a year and a half or so, not quite a year and a half, it's a little hard to just rip off the mask. It's like,
I understand what you're saying. Nicole, are you finding that?
Yeah, I went into Starbucks today without a mask on. It was so weird. I felt like I was like doing something bad. I was just like, is
Right.
everyone gonna,
You got to
like,
put makeup
yell
on
at
again
me?
now too, right?
Yeah, I was gonna say now I can't like cover half my face, so I don't know how I feel about that. I don't know if I'm gonna miss that or not.
It's so much easier to just put the mask on
Or if
and
you
run out
see
the door.
someone that you don't know. I mean, you see someone that you know and you don't want them to like recognize you, you could just put your mask on.
That's actually, yeah. I was going to say, celebrities, especially like going around places like Martha's Vineyard, they don't have to. They weren't getting noticed, and so they could walk around freely and just be
under the radar.
I was going to say unbothered
Yeah.
by people, which was pretty cool. Yeah, under the radar. So I think they're going to miss the masks, definitely, a lot of them. They can go out and be free once again. But you were there, what, 2 months ago? A month ago?
Yeah, I think it was
About a month ago?
about a month ago now.
So it's going to be completely different
yeah,
now.
and it was all masks
Yeah,
then.
it's going to be
so.
completely different for you to come there again and have all the masks off at this
Yeah.
point. But, we know that most of the people are, vaccinated now. Even the state of Massachusetts has done a pretty good job. 70% of the adults now, or over 70% of the adults are vaccinated. So I think it's pretty safe down there at this point. Are you finding, Colin, that how does the Steamship Authority thing been working out today down on the island? Any news about that? For people
Well,
that don't know, the Steamship Authority, which is the main carrier of passengers back and forth to the island and cars, got hacked yesterday. One of those great, who knows who did it, but ransom hack jobs.
Oh my god.
Yes, that happened yesterday.
Like
that's
Like
still,
hijacked?
No.
No.
The ship didn't get hijacked. The computers, the reservation systems, all that stuff got
so did they
hacked.
like hack information like people's credit cards?
Probably. I mean, I'm pretty sure mine's in jeopardy. Maybe
No, it
Colin's
wasn't
too.
that. It wasn't. I mean, they stopped it from being operational, and then they demand a ransom. It was a ransomware.
Okay,
So so they, basically what the steamship did was just like started accepting only cash. So people were still coming over. It was just a mess over there. I think it's still going on now. I'm not really sure what the status of it is, but
So people can't book online, essentially.
Right.
But the people that had reservations, as long as they have a copy of their reservation, I'm sure that's not an issue, right?
right. But it's
Yeah.
I'm pretty sure you're going to find out that this is not Russian. It's going to be like a couple 14-year-olds from Vineyard, Kentucky or something.
Well, they're in trouble if that's the case.
Well, yeah,
No supper for
I
them.
think so. Yeah.
Or maybe
Well, I mean, who would do this? After Memorial Day weekend, you think if you're just looking for a big ransom?
I don't know. I mean, it could be literally anybody who wants to get paid when you think about it. It could be anywhere.
How much money were they asking for?
I don't know.
Yeah, neither
I'll
do
tell
I.
you.
They never said. I mean, this has happened a lot lately. Another hospital group in Massachusetts got hacked recently, and they paid the ransom,
Wow.
like the pipeline people did out in the Midwest there. So this has been happening
These
a
guys,
lot.
our guests might know something about this. They're out there
Hey,
on the
let's
boat
ask
every
them.
day.
Okay, let's bring in the guests.
Yeah.
So why don't you introduce the guests?
All right. So we have Captain, the infamous Captain John Potter, and Gareth is the first mate, I believe, right?
Yeah,
First mate,
captain, mate,
and they're captain, mate,
extraordinaire.
co-captain, old captain, my captain. So I don't know. Like I said, there's a lag here, Mike. So
Okay, that's okay.
there we
Captain.
go. We got.
He's hiding behind the
John over there.
microphone.
There
There you
you
go,
go.
Captain.
There we go.
Well, there's John, and I don't know. You guys got anything to say about this? What's going on with the steamship? You guys find anything out about it on your travels on the harbor?
I haven't heard it. I haven't actually followed it.
Honestly,
I read something at MV Times that came up, but
I never heard anything about it till somebody, one of our skipper regular customers texted me today and told me. Other than
Whoops.
that, I had no idea.
Sorry about that. Go ahead.
You didn't even know about it from yesterday, huh?
No.
What
yeah,
about
well,
you?
it comes up on MV Times if you get it on the email feed. So there was something on it I was reading, but I hadn't really just skimmed over it.
Yeah, we're all busy here. We don't pay attention to that national news crap.
Yeah, I mean, it just if they hack it, they're still coming.
Well, we can always swim out. Everything's getting screwy here today. We can always swim out there, right? With all the gear.
Oh, we'll
I
just
can-
come pick you up on the skip.
Oh, there you
Yeah,
go.
that's right.
Pick us
Got
up on the
friends on the
fishing
skipper.
boat. Why not? That sounds good.
There you go.
So-
Might not
are you
smell
guys-
great afterwards. But
are you
at
guys-
least we'll get there. Okay, Captain, how often, when do you start in the season? Like March, April? When do you start?
May.
May. Okay,
Start
and
usually the second week in May.
second week in May. All right, and so usually how many people are booking a tour, and how long are the tours? Like 4 hours, 5 hours? I'm starting to sound like Gilligan's Island. How long are the tours usually?
4 hours.
4 hours? Okay.
Yeah.
And how far out do you take them usually?
Not far. There's plenty of fish here. I mean, the fisheries have done an excellent job managing the ground fishing here around Nantucket and Vineyard Sound.
Mhm.
So, I mean, we just literally go 10 minutes out of the harbor and you can get what you want.
What's
Today
the most
we were out-
common catch?
Black bass and scup are our two go-to species that we catch. And like we picked up a bluefish today. We caught a shark today. We caught a sea robin today.
A shark?
What kind of shark did you catch?
Caught a 4-foot sand shark.
Say, it's just a sand shark. Okay, this is not pretty harmless, right?
Yeah.
What do they do with the catch at the end? How many take them with them, and what happens to the rest?
Yeah, most people take them. The majority of people that come actually do want the sea bass. But other than that, I mean, if people don't take them, we donate a lot of fish. Otherwise, we release them. We let them go. That's a little bit of job security for us, I guess.
And what do you donate them to? Shelters? What?
No, not so. Mostly a lot of elderly around the island. Just a lot of people that we know. John and I have both been on the island. Obviously, John's been here a lot longer than me. But we know a lot of people on the island, and we just try to share the love.
That's awesome.
Okay.
Yeah.
So how many people usually?
are pretty happy to get them.
How many? Because we get John here, so it's kind of hard to see you
No, I
talking.
can't switch.
Yeah, you can't
there's-
switch it.
but
Okay, that's fine.
technical
So how many
difficulties
people?
here.
Come over, see.
There you go. Just
There you go.
There you go. So how many people? That works. How many people are? What's the maximum capacity that you
Here,
have?
Hold on a second. Here,
Well,
there we go.
so our max capacity is 38, but obviously with what happened last year, we were down to 22 to 24 passengers, and I mean we're probably going to stick with that this year. Maybe go up to like 28. Instead of
There it is.
packing the boat and still trying to let people still feel safe. I mean, it is an open air environment, and for the most part, people come down, they get on the boat, and they're in the fresh open air, and everybody takes their masks off and just has a good time. So, but yeah, we'll probably stick to between 24 and 30 passengers per trip.
I didn't think it was that big, but that's pretty cool.
Yeah, it is.
Now,
It's
do
a
you
big
provide
boat.
gear too, or everyone has to bring their own gear?
We provide everything. All you got to do is bring whatever you want to eat or drink.
Oh, cool. And I'm assuming drink means any kind of drink, or do you get?
Whatever you want to eat.
Oh
or drink.
God! Oh God!
we shy away from hard liquor, though.
Okay, all right.
Just usually beer, but it's called a party boat. But it was named in the 40s. A party boat is not a party like what we would like beer and drink. It's a party that you could bring anybody, like you could be with your family, not charter a whole boat, pay a set fee, and show up with yourself and we give you the rod, the bait, the reel, the instruction, all of that. You catch your fish, and then if you want your fish eaten for dinner, you tip the mate, who's ever at the back in the cutting station. They fillet it for you. You tip the mate, and they walk off the boat with dinner. And we tell them, if you want to. And sometimes some of the local restaurants down in town will cook the fish for you. So it's a pretty neat little.
I was going to say,
That's so cool.
You drop off right near on the pier in Oak Bluffs, right?
Correct.
That's where you.
Yeah.
Okay, so they could literally go off the boat, take their catch, and go to a local restaurant, have them cook it up, right?
We're gonna have
Yeah,
to
we
do
do-
that when we're down there.
Yeah, no
Yeah,
kidding.
that's exactly what you guys are going to have to do when you're here visiting.
Okay,
next week.
Nicole, you're cooking because I'm not.
No, I'll catch the fish.
You'll catch the. Oh, look at her. Yeah. Okay. Good. I like that.
I've caught a sunfish once or twice.
A sunfish. Okay.
Yeah.
But I mean, blues and all these are pretty advanced fish to catch,
Yeah.
right?
Yeah.
Pretty much.
A little more
What's
serious.
okay? What's the biggest one? Well, obviously, fish story. What's the biggest fish you've caught off your boat, guys?
I can answer that one
Yeah.
if you want. So I had a bachelor party probably 15 years ago, and this guy showed up. It was I think it was Labor Day weekend. This guy showed up with a rod and didn't really know what he was doing. He threw a big eel on the end of it, threw it in the water, and we were drifting along, and I thought he hooked the bottom. And I was like, oh my God, here we go. I'm gonna have to. And next thing you know, the line starts going back and forth, and he pulls up this slob of a striped bass that was probably 38, 40 pounds. It was just a cow up on the surface. And after thinking what I thought, I said, never close the book in the middle of the story. See how that
That's
ends
right.
up, So, yeah.
Does
so we
he
ended
even
up,
remember he caught the fish? That's what I'm just like. Because it's a bachelor
that's-
party and he was probably sloshed, right?
I don't remember. I think, we try to keep everybody. That's it. Goes at 4 hours. We try to, as we're getting older in our day. In the 80s, it was a little different, but nowadays we we're pretty hook on the safety side of everything. So if it looks like it's heading in a direction we don't want it to go, we wrap it up pretty quickly.
I was going to say though, I don't know too many bachelor parties that go fishing, but
Yeah, that must have been interesting.
that's a definitely different experience.
I'm assuming he kept the fish.
I think we let it go, actually.
Oh,
Oh, really?
wow. I'm surprised.
So what's
That's a
the
lot of meat.
strangest fish or sea animal that you've caught?
Well, Gareth will tell you about the mermaid. Here
Oh,
we
okay.
go.
All right. Here we go.
Mermaid.
No mermaid, but we do.
Whoops.
Sorry, breaking your mic.
Everything's falling apart there.
I can switch now. It's
You
back.
gotta
It's
slide-
working.
Okay. Okay. You can do
You
that.
gotta-
Okay.
Okay.
Oh, okay.
Still lag.
I thought it was my Old Spice.
Well, so just on that topic there with the bachelor parties, we do a lot of those in the summer. We do. Obviously, we didn't do any last year, but we do a lot of
bachelorette.
bachelor and bachelorette parties. A lot of people, come here to celebrate that little period of time before they get married, and It's, we are the only boat on Martha's Vineyard that can carry more than 6 passengers to do what we do. So, we get a lot of those calls and a lot of those trips, and they are a lot of fun. And, other than that, like our business in general is pretty much probably 80 to 90% repeat customers.
That's pretty cool. I didn't really. First of all, I noticed an Australian accent there, Gareth.
South African.
Oh, yeah, South African. Okay, they do sound a little similar. So, how did you get to the island from South Africa?
In 2000, my mom said, "Get a real job or go travel."
So you did both.
That was an easy one. Yeah.
I like that. So, how long have you been fishing or involved in the fishing industry?
Pretty much since I've been here. I came over, I worked at a ski resort in Vermont, and somehow, by pure luck, landed up on Martha's Vineyard. And my first couple of weeks on the island, I met John down at the dock, and something happened. The mate that he had working at the time had fallen and injured his back. And I think I was walking down the dock one day with a hot dog, and he said, "Hey, you want to come work?" I said, "Sure." And
Well, that's interesting.
That's
yeah,
funny.
and in all honesty, I had no idea what I was doing the first day I got on the boat with him.
You never
and,
know when opportunity is going to hit, right?
Yeah,
pretty
21
cool.
years. I've made a career out of it. I
21
ran boats
years.
down in Key West, Florida. I ran a sport fishing boat here. I've been on and off fishing with John for, like I said, 20 years between here and Key West. And I'm here full time now. So I've been with him 5 years back on the island full time.
Something tells me that you didn't care for Vermont too much. Is that correct?
I did not. Not enough ocean and way too much snow.
Okay, there you go.
Do you ever go back to South Africa and go fishing there, or is there no fishing over there?
Oh, there's incredible fishing there. For a long time, I was going back, like, 1 year I went back twice in a year, and pretty much I went home every year. And obviously the last 2 years, I think it's been 3 years since I've been home. I have a 18-month-old daughter at home, so I'm not planning on doing it for a while, but I'd love to take her there one day.
Oh, that's awesome.
Okay. Captain, we'll go back to you for a second. Did you have any other businesses before this, or just you've been doing this all your life? How's this been? How did you get into this career?
Well, actually, when I was 14, my father said I needed to get a summer job, and exactly like Gareth with the hot dog, same thing happened to me. And we knew a mate who was working on a boat in Oak Bluffs Harbor, and the mate came up to me and said, "Hey, listen, I'm leaving my post on this boat, and you're looking for a job. Why don't you come down and take a ride with me, see if you like it?" And that was the beginning of where I am. So I worked on a boat called the Ranger, which was actually a sister ship to the Skipper, which is the boat that we work on to get together. And I worked on that boat with a gentleman named Bruce Campbell for, till mid 80s. And the boat was sold, and there was an opening in Oak Bluffs Harbor. And my friend Todd and I put our heads together and borrowed some money and bought the Skipper, put it in the slip in 1987, and I've been doing it since. We were best friends, and he moved on to become the harbor master, and I ended up taking over the boat. So we've been doing it ever since. It's 34 years this year that we've been in business in Oak Bluffs Harbor, and Gareth has been along the ride for 20 years with me, and we wake up every day, we pinch ourselves, and we're like, I can't believe this is our life, and we're going to go do it again. We were out today in the pouring rain catching fish. People were
Actually,
laughing.
it was not that bad up here. So you guys got all the rain today. Yeah, definitely.
Oh yeah,
It was pouring, and to get to what he was saying there, I absolutely love my job. We laugh all day. We catch fish. People love it. We put on a good show. There's good entertainment. There's great fishing here, and I love it. I love going to work every day.
Excellent.
They say if you love your job, you'll never work a day in your life.
Yeah, I don't think of it as work. Just showing up every day is just awesome as it is.
Just from you walking down the boardwalk eating a hot dog in the right place in the right time.
Yeah.
How do you deal with the sun all day long? And when you're out in the water, it's like a reflection, so it's even more intense on the water. Is there? I mean, sunscreen, yeah, but what else do you do? Anything special?
Well, we do, between fishing here and Key West, I mean, this is really mild compared to fishing in the Keys. I ran boats a couple of summers down there too, and that was I mean, it was insane how hot it was. You wear long sleeves and big hats, but yeah, we only get a handful of days in the summer. We at least get that nice breeze all the time, but sometime in August we'll have those just hot days with not a breath of air. And so typically if we can see it and we can see that we're hot and the customers are getting hot, we'll pick up and set up drifts, move from one wreck to another just to get some air flowing, help cool people down. But other than that, I mean, I think it's just I'm from Africa. We're used to it.
Do you go out at night?
We do private trips in the evening, sunset trips.
Okay.
But typically we're back by dark.
Okay, so you don't really.
Isn't the best fishing early morning, or is that incorrect?
Is that a wives' tale?
Yeah. I think that's the current has a lot to do with it, and for the kind of fishing that we're doing, it's they don't know what time it is, so we catch them all.
That's
day
a good
long.
scientific answer. It has nothing to do with the time of the day. It has everything to do with the currents. That makes perfect sense to me. I never heard it explained that way either, but that makes perfect sense to me. All right, well, these guys know what they're talking about, apparently, and that's great. So, what is the process to rent the boat or secure the boat for a party? How does that work? Is it online, or they call you? What's the procedure?
Generally, we have an office that manages the reservations, which is area code 508-693-1238. The website for the skipper is mtheskipper.com. If you want to take a look at it before you come down and come fishing with me, that's it right there. And you can click on that to send a message, and we will answer your email and arrange for you to to make a booking if you wanted to come out just with your family.
Sounds like Nicole definitely wants to go, so she could go fishing.
As long as I don't get seasick.
Well, I mean,
you want nobody does.
We don't want to get seasick, so we don't go. If it's too rough, we stay home.
Okay, so that's how many foot swells are the cutoff point?
If it's blowing 25 northeast, we stay home.
Okay, all right. Usually the southwest winds are the milder winds, right?
Well,
Yeah,
that's prevalent.
It's usually,
got-
southwest.
Was
that's
my
on the other
brother
side.
one of the worst ones on the? What you remember when my brother came down and went out and he got really sick? Do you remember that? He was you had to come back to bring him back.
Oh,
My own brother.
yeah, that would have been.
You had to cut the trip short because my brother was throwing up. So
Were you embarrassed, Colin?
I was a little embarrassed. Yeah, one of my clients, and a good friend, and No, but he wasn't the only one. There was some other people. It was one of those days. It wasn't that rough, but it was
You
side
get
to
that
side.
swelling, and if you get the sun, it can make a nice
Recipe.
concoction.
But he was
Yeah.
he was throwing up off the back of the boat like loudly.
That's a nice
Like,
picture.
"Whoa!"
Thank you very much.
Yeah,
We're about to have dinner here,
it was
too.
pretty fun.
Jeez, thanks a lot, Colin.
Yeah,
Hey, by the way,
yeah.
guys, if you're down there next Thursday night, somewhere in that area, we're going to be doing a live show. So you should come on over and say hello. We haven't quite figured out the exact location yet, but it'll be somewhere in the Oak Bluffs area. We determined, probably near the pier or on the pier. So Nicole should be there. Get a few
I'll
other
be
people. You'll probably see her before that anyway, because she's going to go fishing. I can picture. I've got to take a lot of good shots of that.
I will go.
I know you
I'll
will.
go.
You're gonna have to probably anyway. It's gonna be part of what we're gonna be doing. But that'll be fun. But yeah, you catch the fish. Brian will cook the fish. I'll eat the fish.
Okay, perfect.
Okay, it sounds like a good plan for me. So guys, we get a break because actually Nicole's got to go catch a plane to Vegas. So that's why we did the show a little bit earlier tonight. But she will be with us when we come down to Martha's Vineyard on Monday. And yeah, you're just going for a quick trip, huh?
Very,
Nicole?
very quick.
Very, very
Just
quick.
for a friend's birthday.
Okay, that's cool.
Quicker than Brian.
Brian's already there. Brian's been partying in Vegas for the last 5 days. I
know. I've seen the.
You've seen the
I've seen
pictures.
the pictures. Yeah.
We don't want to talk about
Is
those
he
pictures.
really in Vegas? I didn't
Yes,
even
he's in
know that.
Vegas right now. Yeah, he'll be there when you get there.
That's so
He's
funny.
probably going to be at the airport waiting for you
He's still going to be hungover when he gets down here.
with a margarita in his hand. But yeah, we'll be all over the island on Monday, starting Monday afternoon. So guys, thank you very much for joining us, and we appreciate your time. And we got to hear some more fish stories when we get down there. Let's see. We'll looking forward to it. Absolutely. Anything you guys want to say? Because you gave us your website, you gave us your phone number. Anything else you want to close with?
You can check us out on Facebook and Instagram too. Other than that, thank you for having us. We appreciate it. And we'll
Excellent.
see you next week.
See you on the
Excellent.
skipper.
Thanks a lot.
Yes.
That's right.
Yeah, I'll add a
See
little
you on
bit
the
too
skipper.
that Jono usually does we do a video fishing report and a written one in the newspaper this week. So if you want to find out what's going on, pick up the paper or watch the show. You'll know what to do before you go out on the skipper.
Give you the
what they're
updated what's happening in Nantucket Sound.
Yeah, right.
There you go. All right, guys, we're going to close it now, and thank you very much for coming. Next week, we will be live on the island, not just in Quincy. They're on the island, but we're not up here in Quincy, Massachusetts. But we'll all be on the island next week, and hopefully people will come down and say hello and see what we're all about, okay? Until then, have a great week, everybody. Stay cool. And don't let the rain bother you too much, and get vaccinated if you can and have a lot more fun that way. Good night, everyone. Good night, Colin.
All right. Good night.
Good night. Thank you.
Good night. Thank
Night,
you.
guys.
Right.
See you, Nicole.